Action.
Welcome back to Coming This Summer. We're talking the second biggest animated movie of the year so far.
Kung Fu Panda 4 was bigger than this, right?
I think this is going to end up having a bigger 5-day.
Really? Wow. Okay.
People love the Minions, man.
Yeah.
I do not love
I'm
the
a fan.
Minions.
They start to finally feel a little bit stretched there.
Worn out?
Oh,
Yeah.
they're stretching it. They're
Very.
milking that Minion cow for all they can.
Well, because in the Minion movies, they actually like talk now.
Good night. Good night.
Yes, good night.
Like it's mostly like Spanish, but it's not like constant. Like they're the
Blah, 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 blah,
they're
blah.
rabbits.
Yeah.
They're rabbits. I mean, that's literally they're yellow rabbits. Like they're just screaming nonsense now, and it's like, well, you kind of had like conversations before, you know?
Yeah, and they make them. Before it's almost like they were kind of indestructible, but not completely. And now I feel like
Now it's like
it doesn't matter.
we need super ones.
Yeah.
What? Why?
And I know I always have to preface this because it's a kids movie, because we always start like picking these apart. But my problem is we're at 6 now, if you count the 2 Minion movies.
Okay.
In the Despicable Me movies, people hate on the third one. I actually like the third one, but for the most part, the
They all
quality
suck.
is doing this.
Yeah.
So
The first one's still the best
First one's
one,
the best.
in my opinion.
the first one's like it's got funnier sight gags.
Yeah.
You know, like when he's hanging down, you got the cookies and he's eating the robot cookies. He's like, you know, like that's stupid. The shark. He's such a villain that he's got the shark under the.
Sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
Playing Smash Bros with Wii motion
Yeah,
controls. I'm like, way to date your movie.
That's true.
He literally has the Wiimote and he's
Oh
like
my
doing
God.
this. Like,
This
fuck.
one, I felt like they tried to make it. It's like carefree and like not. It's weird. It's hard. Like the second one and third one, they built up too much. Like we gotta
Yeah.
get him a brother.
Yeah.
He's gotta get married, and we gotta get like real family. And this one, they're like, hey, let's go back to the first one where he's kind of like
Alone?
seated. Kind of things are going by the seat of his
Yeah.
pants. He doesn't know what he's doing because he's. You know what I mean? Because he's never been a dad before.
Right.
Yeah.
So they try to give you that whole era of the first one. Like we don't know what's gonna happen, even though.
True.
You knew exactly what was going to happen. It's weird because I can't place what bothered me about the movie, but the entire time it just felt like it was starting.
Yes.
And here we're going to get, hold on, because the movie is it's starting. And then it's over.
I was getting super antsy, like
Yeah.
about 30, 40 minutes in. I'm like, what is the plot of this movie? Like, what is
We were a
happening?
little wrong because we thought like Gru would barely be in it.
Yeah. Featured heavily.
He's like, yeah.
Featured
But I
very
almost feel like
heavily.
the way we thought it was going to be would end up being better.
Yeah.
Because the fish out of water thing doesn't work because you did that already. Because Gru was the bad guy, and then you had to be a dad, fish out of water. Now a good guy, fish out of super water in the second one. So we've already done. Gru's already been the fish out of water.
And the third one, he's
so
like
many
going
times.
back to like villainy
Right, so
because
he's
his
already gotta help with
brother.
his brother.
Yeah.
So it's like there really is nowhere else to go. Like I don't feel
Like,
fish
are
out
they
of water.
trying to have like a full circle type of
That's.
moment?
I think they're doing. I think that's what the point. That's like,
Okay.
Because
So it's
and we'll
like-
probably say spoilers a little here.
There's really not much.
That it's
Not-
spoilery, but
Yeah.
the end really made you feel that this is it. Like,
Yes.
at least on the Despicable side. I
Yes.
know they'll cram 17 more Minions movies.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
100 years.
100 years, 100 years.
100 years Minions movie, Mega Minions movies.
But that, normally the Minions give you a nice, funny C plot. They give you at least
Sure.
to balance out the rest. But
They're for the
this-
it's for the
they're
kids. Yeah.
This movie had like, my biggest issue was like, I don't know what parents they were going for.
Yes.
Okay, and I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
One of the biggest scenes that they had in the movie of the chase scenes was the lady chasing the mom down.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they do the Terminator parody
Yeah.
for like 9 minutes. And then
Yes.
the Terminator 2 parody, by the way, what was it, 91?
Yeah, it's like-
I'm like,
She was like the
I
freaking
was-
T-82.
I was a little kid. I was in like kindergarten. You know what I mean? Like, who is that for?
Yeah.
I'm a parent now, and I'm like, I barely remember that.
I don't know what it's for parents. I don't know what it's doing for. I don't know what it's doing for adults who like grew up with these movies, like me. You
Right.
know, like there's parents who should be the main demographic,
Right.
and adults who grew up
Right.
on the movie,
Yeah.
like on the
So I
original.
mean, like, so what's the Terminator? Where's that? What parody?
I didn't even know it was a Terminator.
Oh, like
bit.
when she's chasing the car.
Yeah, I
and
kinda-
Sure, yeah, but like,
Yeah, I kinda
okay.
saw-
And she's
like,
just
a little
doing
bit,
this,
I'm
and they're
just
throwing
like-
stuff, and that's supposed to be like when he was chasing him, and he's like they're throwing stuff, and he's the
Yeah.
cop, and I'm like, okay.
I thought it was just a random ass chase
Nah,
scene.
like-
Most people probably
Yeah.
did. That's my point. Because they're Universal, they went into the Universal vault and like, oh, we can use some Terminator stuff.
They're
But
Warner Brothers-ing.
who remembers that? I remember that because I'm a movie nerd. But
Right.
again, I was this big when that thing came out.
I watched
So
Terminator
who the
2 in like the past year, and
You didn't even.
I didn't even recognize it. Yeah, I watched 1 and 2 for the first time.
That was a miss.
That's the worst.
Big
of them,
miss.
But there's a bunch of those in the movie. There's a bunch of they pay tribute to.
Ooh,
Yes,
pick me,
yes.
pick me. In the grocery store scene, we said this in the trailer that it's just, is it a random scene or is that like the main bad guy? Sofia Vergara could have been the one
Yep, that's funny.
chasing them through the store.
My kids literally were like, "What was the point of the grocery store scene?"
What
Like,
was
it
the point?
My youngest goes, "What do you mean?" My 8-year-old was like, "It was funny." When I told
It
her,
was
goes,
fun. It was
"Yeah,
a good
but, like,
scene.
But like,
Yeah.
why are we proving the mom is a good mom? We did that.
Mama's coming, girls. Look right here. Look.
We did that already.
2 and 3.
I just didn't.
And with a random character. Like, they set up this hairdresser plot, and like Kristen Wiig's character like fucks up her hair.
Which obviously she was going to.
Yeah.
But why does she become like an antagonist?
Yeah, it doesn't
Like,
make
make it the wife of the
It
dude who's
was-
hunting down Gru.
You remember my girlfriend, Valentina?
Because they know she's very distinct. She's got the orange
Yeah.
hair. They don't even
No.
bother dyeing their
Like,
hair.
literally.
That on.
Like, Gru doesn't even have, like, put on a fucking wig, man. You know?
Like when the girl next
They're,
door
like,
is
supposed to be
I
undercover.
know who you are. It's like, well,
Of
yeah,
course you do.
Yes. You didn't do anything different.
Of course you do. I'm the
I'm
only
a,
bald head, long nose fucking guy
Yes,
ever.
my name's
Yeah.
Chet. Yes.
Yeah.
You used to be a master villain.
What? That's not me. I don't even see a resemblance.
like the only reason this movie ended up being okay is because of the voice talent that carried the movie. Stephen Colbert as the obnoxious neighbor helped carry the movie.
Yes.
Will Ferrell went all out and helped carry the movie.
Yeah.
The plot.
It just wasn't there.
It's
What are they
a
doing?
kids'
This is like
movie.
some cockroach bullshit side plot. What the fuck? What?
It's so
Sorry, we're
weird.
cursing in a kids movie
No, but,
review,
like,
but like,
compared
what the hell
to-
are you doing?
I didn't get that at
People
all.
shit on the third one for the bad guy, right? But it's like an 80s
It's Trey Parker.
actor. It's Trey Parker, but I mean, like, it makes sense. It's a kid actor whose career bombed. He's mad at the world and wants revenge. That actually makes sense. The second one, a villain faked his own death to try to go live a normal life and gets exposed, so now he makes more sense. You know what I mean? Like this one.
The climax of both those
this
movies
One,
are better than this.
this one, for
Yes.
example, he got mad at Gru for stealing his song.
Right, it's all driven. Which the funniest part of the entire movie is the hardcore Boy George cut to Karma Chameleon and having Gru out there with the,
Like-
with the dreads and doing the thing. But that drives the plot of the entire movie. And you're right, it's the dumbest thing in the world.
Oh my
it's the
God.
dumbest thing in the
Them
world.
both doing their silly voices, singing the song was like, I couldn't hold it in
Oh,
anymore.
it was funny.
It was
It was
so
legitimately
funny.
laugh out
Yeah,
loud funny.
it was
Oh
so
my
funny.
gosh.
It's the high point of the movie.
But in a movie of farts, you know what I
Right.
mean, and like sight gags,
And
like
in the
Family
90s
Guy cutaway gags,
like-
basically, is what this movie is.
But
Yeah.
in a 90-minute movie, the funniest part of the movie can't be in the first 11 minutes of the movie.
No.
And that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, that's the interesting. And then it comes on with Despicable Me, pop, 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 after all that.
Yes.
So it's like, you gave us the best. They Garfield
Well, we
us.
get the Pharrell song when he's like drifting around.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
like, Despicable Me 4, aka Minions 3,
Yeah.
or Minions
Yes.
4, because they're
We'll
gonna
get-
sneak
we'll
a
get some more
prequel in
Minions
there.
stuff in
Yeah,
there.
I do want to make a Minions movie if
you
we
add
ever
the
get
Minions,
there.
by the way,
Yeah,
This is
You know what? I'm not opposed to that.
right
I'm not
now
opposed.
seeing
you
them,
do it right.
you got to do it right.
This to me can even be lower than the two Minions. The two Minion movies are more enjoyable than 4.
Oh God, yeah, Minions
Especially
2 is
Minions
really
2
good.
like, it's turn your brain off and laugh. It's so stupid.
The villains,
Yeah, they're
yeah,
the Fab Five or whatever.
Vicious 6.
Or Vicious Six. I'm watching The Boy. I'm watching all these different things. Like, which number is it?
7,
It's like-
Furious 5 from Kung Fu
Oh,
Panda. Yeah.
goodness.
Bro, I was out like completely until they showed fucking Hawk.
I saw it. I just saw it. You just
With
went by
the-
it. Yeah, yeah.
With the hold
The
on.
red, white, and blue. Right there. Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Wow.
That is so fucking stupid. But that's like it like the trailer presents itself as like, oh, it's super serious, but like that's straight up 90s cheese right there. Like
Yeah,
look at that,
The
dude.
trailer is calling out the things they fixed. Like, you think we're good now just because we solved every problem that we should have solved and they're all solved? You think that means everything's solved?